Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. This is my first Great League video since the new rotation has happened. I did really bad in Master Premier Classic and in Evolution Cup, even though I made a video that I went on a 7-win streak. I am all the way back down in the 2400s right now, so I'm hoping that I can push up in the Great League and make my way back into, hopefully by the next rotation, the 28 or 2900s. I really want to hit Legend this season, and I'm hoping that by Thursday, today is Saturday, I'm hoping that by Thursday I'm in the 2800s. I'm currently in the 2500s because I had a pretty good day in GBL today, running a team of Diggersby in the lead, Medicham in the back, and Frostlass as a closer. The reason I'm running Medicham as a safe switch, it may seem a little bit counterintuitive, but I'm trying to get those ghost types out for Frostlass to sweep in the back. So running the standard movesets on all three Pokemon, running Ice Punch on Medicham, and we lead into a Lickitung. I have Hyper Beam for this battle. I accidentally forgot to TM it back to Earthquake, and so yeah, one battle with Hyper Beam, but we have a Lickitung lead, and they're staying in. So Hyper Beam is actually better for the Lickitung matchup because a Earthquake and 2 Fire Punches I don't think would kill, but a Hyper Beam and 2 Fire Punches does. If they get to another Power Whip here, I'm going to get low, but I'm still going to be able to get my energy off. They throw a Body Slam though, they try and bait me. I could go for the Hyper Beam and go for the kill here, but I'm scared that they might shield, so going for 2 Fire Punches is safer because I guarantee to either take them out or get a shield and get them low. So, what are they going to do here? They're going to let it go. They're just going to sacrifice their Lickitung and give me switch advantage. They have a Trevenant, which can get quite a bit of farm here. If they're counting properly, they can overfarm quite a bit of energy. And they're going to throw their Seed Bomb right away, though. Probably not an experienced battler, so... but hey, everybody has to start somewhere, so... We're going to take switch advantage, and we're going to switch into Frostlass, and they have a Shadow Nidoqueen in the back. So in the back, they're looking to be core broken by Frostlass, even though Trevenant has a good matchup against it. It just didn't have enough health to withstand that matchup. So, GG. And then in game 2, we have a Venusaur lead. This is very bad for my Diggersby. Even though I have Fire Punch, I just don't want to take these Frenzy Plants. So I'm going to safe switch Medicham, try and see if they have a Ghost in the back. And they make a beautiful catch on my Ice Punch. They switch into Lantern, but kind of random timing. So if I were to just build up to 2 Ice Punches, or build up 1 before they get to their next Frenzy Plant, they would have just switched into their Lantern and let me throw these Psychics into them. So a little bit of a weird play, but it ends up working out for them, so I'll give them props. And they're going to shield this Psychic. I shield the Surf because I want to see if I can try and get to another move and just get this Lantern lower because I don't have an incredible answer for it on the team. But I get to this Ice Punch barely. They think that I'm at the Psychic. They weren't counting. And they're going to end up double shielding their Lantern. And it was a CMP tie that I won. So I'm looking to be in such a good spot now. Everything that could go right did go right in that sequence. And I can only imagine the frustration that my opponent is going through in this battle. But we're going to take 2 Surfs here. Diggersby is such a tank that it lives 2 Surfs very comfortably. Not even in the red yet. And I'm going to throw an Earthquake because a Fire Punch still wouldn't KO. And I'm going to take all this energy into their back line. They have Venusaur, we know that. And in the back, they have a Galarian Stunfisk. So, pretty common core between Venusaur and Stunfisk. And then they just need an answer to a fire type. So they have the Lantern in the back. Also good against the Flyers that Venusaur struggles against. So, we're going to have to get to 2 Avalanches here. I'm going to take 1 Rock Slide, but I can leave it. And I can just shield up the other one. And since I have a shield advantage, I can over farm here, take this Rock Slide, throw the Avalanche once I'm close to 2. And I'm actually just going to build up to 2. I didn't know if it was going to be, if they were going to be at the move 1 before I got to the second Avalanche, but it ends up being that they weren't. And it wasn't even a CMP die, so I ended up making the right call. I get to this Avalanche against Venusaur, and we're going to be able to take them out for a very nice second game. And hopping into the third match, we have another Venusaur, so I'm just going to switch into Medicham again, see what they want to do this time. They have a Sableye, so they tend, they seem to be hard countering me right now. We're not in a great spot, but we're going to fight it out, and we're not going to quit just yet, because this team is ABB weak to Ghost. So if I can just soften up this Sableye and then come back in with my Diggersby, Frostlass might have some play in the back. Frostlass is a surprisingly good closer in this meta. Since my opponent went foul play and not return into my Medicham, I was able to get to that second Ice Punch, and now I can farm down the Sableye with my Diggersby. If they were to just farm up a bunch and throw their return into my Medicham, they would have still been in the yellow, and they would have had to take a move from Diggersby. So it would have been a lot more threatening, but this allows me to farm them down, and now that I have all this energy, they're going to come back in with Venusaur, which tends to have a good matchup against Diggersby, but not when Diggersby is up all this energy. I'm already at a shield advantage, but they're counting pretty nicely. They get to the Frenzy Plant right at the CMP, so I'm going to go ahead and shield and make sure that I can get this Fire Punch off. I either want to get my opponent really low or take that last shield. What's going to happen? They're going to shield up the last move, and now I'm going to play super aggressively. I'm going to come into my Frostlass. I'm going to shield up this Frenzy Plant, and I'm not sure if I can farm down, but they switch into a Galarian Stunfisk, so even though shields are down, I have a bunch of energy. I'm going to be able to get to 2 Avalanches before they can get to their second Rock Slide. Rock Slide gets me just barely into the red, but I'm at 2 Avalanches here. So are they going to KO is the real question. The first one comes through, gets him quite low, and I think that a second Avalanche, especially with this extra Powder Snow damage, should just be enough. We're going to barely be able to take out the Galarian Stunfisk, but Venusaur sadly just barely has enough health and energy to farm down my Frostlass and get to a Frenzy Plant on the Diggersby. So we take a heartbreaking loss, but we're going to fight back in the next game. It's not over yet. It's only game 3. Game 4, we have a more favorable lead, Galarian Stunfisk, and they have Staraptor, a super spicy pick in the back. I'm going to instantly switch Frostlass, and we're going to build up to an Avalanche here. They're going to shield it. They want to get that move off. And since I snuck that Powder Snow there with them being at such low health, they only have debuffing moves. This Powder Snow is definitely going to kill them, and it does. And they have Galarian Stunfisk in the back. What I should have done here is thrown the Shadow Ball, because I can only get to 1 move. I don't have enough health to get to the second Avalanche, so I should have just gone for the move that does more damage. As you can see on the bar on the right, Shadow Ball does 10 more damage than Avalanche, so even though it might not seem like a big difference, that 10 damage might be the difference between winning and losing. But since I have pretty favorable pairings in this game, I have a very good lead and was able to win switch, it's probably not going to matter, so it wasn't too big of a mistake. They have Frostlass, or they have Tropius in the back, and this is one of the flyers that Diggersby actually doesn't have too bad of a time against, because Fire Punch does super effective damage on the grass typing, and so we're barely able to live that Leaf Blade, and we get to another Fire Punch here. As you can see, they're doing about 30% to the Tropius, and I can come into Medicham now, and with my shield advantage, or shield advantage, I can get to the Ice Punch, but they come into their Stunfisk now, and I'm just going to be able to Ice Punch them and then build up enough energy in the back to where I can just throw another Ice Punch and take out the Tropius. They know that the game is over, so they concede the match. So yeah, I ended up adding the movesets that I'm running along with the IVs and the Pokemon icons because it's one of those things where, like, sometimes I'm not running the ideal moveset, and so I want you guys to be able to know what I'm running the entire time, just so there's no confusion. And it's also kind of a cool graphic to look at, because then you get to see how much damage different moves do in trainer battles, because like some people, like Ice Beam, how much does Ice Beam does? Well, it does 90 damage, but you might not know that if you don't like look at it extensively. So this might help some of you guys learn how much damage different things do. Like, I didn't know Earthquake did 120. Yeah, I didn't know Earthquake did 120 damage. I thought it did more, but now I know. Like, the punches do 55 damage. Avalanche does 90. Like, there's some things that not everybody knows, which are kind of cool. Anyways, this game is quite the game to commentate, so I'm kind of sad that I didn't. They had a Trevenant in the back as the safe switch, another thing that's pretty problematic for Diggersby, but since they had Galarian Stunfisk in the lead, I should have just stayed in and thrown a Fire Punch. since I have 2 Pokemon that destroy Galarian Stunfisk, there's no point in switching out to try and maintain alignment. I could have just given that matchup up, aligned my Medicham instead on the Stunfisk, taken a decent matchup with Diggersby versus Trevenant, and then still had my Frostlass in the back to take care of whatever they had, which in this case ends up being Skarmory. But they come into their Stunfisk now. I have Medicham aligned against it. I have an energy advantage, so what I'm going to be doing is throwing off a couple Ice Punches and maybe attempting to farm down. I'm not sure quite how much energy they have, but they're going to be at the Earthquake right now, and either I'm going to get to this Ice Punch, or get to 2 Ice Punches, take out the Galarian Stunfisk, and then get farmed down by the Skarmory and have to play out the last matchup, or I'm going to try and farm the Galarian Stunfisk down. They barely get to the Rock Slide. This is definitely going to be enough to KO, and now I have to farm down with my Diggersby. Mud Shots going through on both sides. I'm barely able to take them out. Am I going to get to this Fire Punch? I'm 1 move away. I barely get to the Fire Punch before the Air Slash comes through, and we're able to take them out in a very, very close game. That game definitely going to be becoming a YouTube short, and I'm probably going to do commentary over it since I was talking through most of the game. That secures a 4-1 for me though, and we're going to hop into the next set with more favorable leads. We have another Galarian Stunfisk, and this time they're looking to stay in. So are they double weak to ground? They have Pelipper. I don't know why they didn't switch immediately, but this is kind of bad now. This is one of the few matchups where actually having Hyper Beam would be better, but no. Frostlass is going to lose the 2s. It's going to lose... No, I think it wins the 1s. And the 0s. No, I think it loses the 0s. But I think with Powder Snow damage and Avalanche, you can tank a Weather Ball, but they can't tank a Avalanche. So, we're going to win the 1s. Are they going to take switch advantage in exchange for shields? No, they let the Avalanche go. A very big mistake in my opinion, because now they don't have their Galarian Stunfisk aligned to my Pokemon on their back anymore. And I can just let them take me out. Now I can maintain alignment. And what are they going to do now? Obviously, they didn't know I had Medicham in the back, so like they didn't know that alignment didn't matter. I guess they just weren't wanting to go down shields, and they end up having an Ariados in the back, so that's why they didn't really care, because they were double weak to Diggersby on the team. I'm going to be able to live a lunch here quite healthily, and at this point, I'm just going to come in with my Medicham. I already have a shield advantage, and a Psychic is going to be able to take them out, even debuffed. So we're in a really good spot here. Even if my Medicham somehow dies, we still have the Diggersby in the back. So I'm going to throw the Psychic off. They don't get to the second move before I get the Psychic, so we're going to be able to barely not take them out. We counter them down, and now their Galarian Stunfisk is also 1 HP, and we take them out in a very fun but lucky win. Runerigus lead, a very good lead for me because it's a ghost type, and they have double, which Medicham beats because you have counter and they're a normal type, and their fast moves are resisted, and they only have Body Slam, which is a weak spam move, but still quite good. I have Psychic, so I can just throw the Psychic. It actually doesn't kill the double at half health. I was kind of surprised about this. I thought that it would kill, otherwise I would have farmed up more. And now I'm going to be able to farm them down, but I'm low. So I'm not going to be able to get to 2 Ice Punches anymore. I really thought that Psychic was going to take them out, but we're just making it a game. Ice Punch on Runerigus does about 35 to 40%. And now I come back in with Diggersby, and they have Toxapex, so another team that is double weak to the Diggersby. And we're going to be able to throw this Earthquake. They're going to shield it up. Now I have shield advantage, and Brine, as you're going to see here, just doesn't do a lot of damage. Brine only does like 30-some% to a Diggersby, and we're in a really good spot here now. I can either get their second shield with an Earthquake, go up 2 shields to 0, or do quite a bit of damage. My Earthquake does about 70% to Toxapex, while their Brines don't do that much, hardly at all. So now I can come in with Frostlass. I can tank this Brine, no problem. Even against a Frostlass, only doing about 30 to 35%. And we're going to be able to throw an Avalanche here. They don't want to expend their second shield, and they have Runerigus in the back. I'm going to shield up this move. It's guaranteed to be a Sand Tomb, but I have to shield something, and I really want to get this Avalanche off just to ensure that I get the win. I'm hoping that with my Powder Snow damage, I just get the Runerigus low enough to where a Fire Punch from a Diggersby would KO. I'm 2 away, so I'm going to throw a Mud Shot here. They throw the move, and I probably should let this go because they want a Sand Tomb, and then like their only win con is if they have 3 moves stored, which they just don't. So it doesn't really matter, but they don't have a move that's lethal, unlike I guess Kofagrigus has like Psychic. So we're going to be able to take them out, and that is a good game. So getting into the next game, we have Bastiodon. I didn't even bring up the fact that Bastiodon is just an auto win for you. You have 2 hard answers to Bastiodon on the team, and you have something that handles grass types pretty well, which is usually what Bastiodon tends to safe switch into. And we have Exhibit A right here. Frostlass against the Victory Bell. You don't even have to win switch. As long as you get shield advantage, you just come in with your Medicham, counter down the Victory Bell, and now you have 2 Pokemon that absolutely hard wall Bastiodon, and Bastiodon usually doesn't come with a Pelipper, so you don't have a hard core breaker to the Medicham and Diggersby core on the team, so you just safely win. They have a Tropius, so I'm going to be able to get to 2 moves here, and Aerial Ace wouldn't even kill from this range, so I'm going to let it go, and it's a Leaf Blade. I'm going to throw 1 counter and just throw this Ice Punch to make sure that I take it out. They have 0 shields now, and I have a shield advantage and an absolute hard counter for Bastiodon. There is reason number 5,872,406 why you don't run Bastiodon. No, I'm just a Bastiodon hater. You just tap your screen. It's like Charmers. No one likes Charmers either. So, yeah, don't run Bastiodon. Anyways, we have an Altaria lead. Horrible lead for Diggersby. And they have a Victory Bell that doesn't shield an Ice Punch from a Medicham. I'm not sure why they let it go. I guess they thought it was just a power-up punch and they weren't counting. But now I win switch back very easily. I can align my Pokemon exactly how I want to, and Diggersby is going to have a favorable matchup against something in the back line, most likely, because they already have 2 answers to Diggersby. I don't know why they would have 3, but maybe they would let their Victory Bell go because Diggersby has nowhere to run and switch advantage doesn't matter. But let's see. I have Frostlass now aligned on the Altaria. I kind of stupidly let them get to 2 moves. I was really expecting a catch, but they just wanted to get their second move through, and now they have Galarian Stunfisk in the back, and I make a mistake. I don't build up to the Earthquake. There is 0 reason why I should be throwing this Fire Punch right away, but I do. So, kind of stupid, but we're going to make this work anyway. I just wanted to make this game close. My opponent wants to make a mistake. I want to make a mistake. We're in this together. But I'm going to throw another Fire Punch. I'm almost at 2 moves here, but they're at the Earthquake, so I sneak the Mud Shot through. So if I can live this Earthquake, I get to another Fire Punch. Am I able to live? On 1 HP, I live the Earthquake. I'm going to get to this Fire Punch. This is going to do some good damage against the G-Fisk. We're going to take them out, and now it's a race to 2 Avalanches. I'm able to get there, and a Dragon Breath comes through, which means this isn't a CMP tie. I'm at the moves, so if I can just live this Dragon Breath, which is looking like I'm going to be able to, I get to the second Avalanche, and we're going to be able to take out this Altaria in a super close game that they absolutely should have won. So, we have, in the last battle, Diggersby against Medicham. This is horrible. I'm going to switch into my own Medicham, and they're going to get a head-on energy on me. So they're going to probably be able to soften me up, right? No, they come in with Umbreon, and they quit. Look at the time right now, 6:43, 6:44. Look at this picture. I go 5-0, by the way. Look at this picture. Look what I get from my 3-win reward. Umbreon. This game is trolling my opponent. But that was really funny. I took a picture like right when I caught it because I was like, holy crap, I just beat someone who switched an Umbreon and top lefted, and then the game gives me an Umbreon, funny enough. I haven't been getting legendary encounters from GBL anymore, and it's everybody. They lowered the odds to like 0.001% or something so stupid, and they've been trying to stay silent about it. I hate Niantic sometimes. Like, just give it like a 5%, make it like 2 or 3% chance to get a legendary from GBL encounters. And then maybe people would actually play the game. Like make it 5%. That's nice enough, I guess. Right now, it's got to be very much less than 1, because I've barely been getting any. So a little bit of a rant against Niantic. Why it wouldn't be a video without one. So, but I mean, the game's still fun. Lightweight Community Day was awesome, and I had a lot of fun, and got a rank 3 shiny for the Ultra League. And I can power up my hundo because I have enough XLs to max it out. So, let me know down in the comments how you guys' community day went. I'm going to be trying to upload a couple more videos during this Great League cycle, so stay tuned. Go ahead and recommend my channel to other people if you've been enjoying the videos. I'm trying to hit 500 subs so I can get my community posts active and get monetized for my channel. That's been the goal since day one, so if I can make that happen, that would be awesome. I thank you guys so much. Y'all are the reason that this happens and that I can make videos for you. So, but yeah, stay tuned later in the week. Another banger's coming out soon. But that's it for me. Have a good weekend, y'all. Peace.